Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Sean Ali here at Supreme Health and Fitness by Sean Ali. And as always, family, I thank each and every one of you that tunes in and shares some of your very valuable time and shares some of your valuable energy as well. And as always, I pray that this brief message is received in the spirit that I am striving to deliver it in, which is the spirit of your brother, the spirit of love, and of course and always in the spirit and in the name of God. Man, family, I pray that your day was great and successful on purpose. And just in case it wasn't, no worries, because listen, in a few short hours, we will have a brand new day where we can go and exercise our power, manifest our greatness, and create our success on purpose. Man. So listen, I just wanted to briefly come and talk about or ask a question. Are you breathing properly? Are you breathing properly? And a follow-up question would be, do you even know that you can breathe wrong? So when we are looking at this, breathing is our main number one life function. So when we are looking at breathing in our life functions, we should make sure that out of all of our life functions, that we are breathing properly. When you come out of the womb, the first thing that they do is make sure you are breathing. Before they put you in the grave, they make sure you are not breathing. So when we are looking at life and death, the act of breathing is the catalyst between life and death. So now, when we are looking at the act of breathing, we are looking at it is the purpose of intaking oxygen and expelling waste. So when we are looking at, are we breathing properly? These are the mechanics of our respiratory system. So now, when you're looking at your human body, right? So in your throat, in your neck, we have two passages in our neck. In the back of your neck, you have your esophagus. That's in the back of your neck. So in the front of your neck, you have your trachea. So your esophagus goes to your stomach, that goes to your GI tract. Your trachea goes to your lungs. So when you are looking at how we can breathe, the mechanics, in the back of your neck is our esophagus. In the front of your neck is your trachea. Your esophagus goes to your stomach. Your trachea goes to your lungs. So now this is looking at our respiratory system. So you have your nose with your nasal cavities that come down, right? You have your mouth that goes now when you put food or water in your mouth, it's naturally your esophagus is in the back of your throat. So when you eat or drink, you can easily swallow, and that food or that beverage will naturally go down the back of your throat. Now, over top of your trachea You have a piece of cartilage. This is called the epiglottis. Now, this piece of cartilage, it covers your trachea, so when you are eating and drinking, food or beverage doesn't go down your trachea and into your lungs. So now, this is your digestive system. Your esophagus, that's your GI tract. It is not connected to your lungs. So whenever you open your mouth, whenever we open our mouth, it is supposed to be the purpose of eating and drinking or talking. So when you open your mouth, that epiglottis naturally covers your trachea because you are only supposed to be putting food or water in there. So now when you have your mouth closed, this same cartilage, it now closes off your esophagus. So when you are breathing through your nose and your mouth is closed, now it is a natural path that goes from your nose to your nasal cavities, down into your larynx and your pharynx, and into your trachea and into your lungs. What is the purpose of this? When you put something in your mouth, it goes down your esophagus and into your stomach. Two different routes. So now, what is the purpose of breathing through your mouth versus breathing through your nose? See, in the air, in the atmosphere, in your physical atmosphere, you have skin dander, you have dust mites, you have other pollutants, microscopic pollutants that's just floating around. So when you in your mouth, you have no filtration system in your mouth. So if you swallow all of this polluted air, see, this is cold season. How do you catch a cold? How do you catch the flu? You have an immune system. So everything outside of your body, your skin, your hair, your nails, the mucous membrane that covers all of your openings, it is designed to remove and filter all harmful pollutants and toxins before you put it or before it gets inside of your body. So you have no filtration system in your mouth. So all of the pollutants that's outside of you, the cold air, the germs, the pathogens, all of these particles, when you breathe, inhale through your mouth, you are sucking all of that in and you are forcing it into your trachea, into your lungs with no filtration. In your nose, see, when you inhale through your nose, that air goes through your nasal cavities. It warms it, it cleans it, it purifies it, it prepares that breath. So now by the time it travels to your trachea, it's warm, it's clean, it's pure. When it gets into your lungs, it's ready to be dispersed throughout your body. So when we are looking at how do I get these sicknesses inside of me? How do I catch a cold? How do I catch a flu? Somebody sneezes around you, right? So now these microbes become airborne. You breathe through your mouth. You are literally eating it. Now, because you are breathing in your mouth, you are now forcing this air through your epiglottis into your trachea, into your lungs. So now, listen, you have side effects from this. You have upper respiratory, infections. Listen, you have
lower respiratory infections. You have bronchitis. You have lung infections. You have all kind of side effects from breathing in your mouth, including dry lips, gingivitis. See, you have all kind of elements that can be harmful to you that's in your natural physical environment. So by breathing through your mouth, you have dry lips because you are sucking that air over through your mouth. You're forcing it in. So now you have gingivitis. You have all kind of dental cavities, gum disease. You have lower or upper respiratory infections, lower respiratory infections, bronchitis, asthma. See, and these are, when you get into these infections and these inflammations, these are reactions to your body wanting you to stop breathing through your mouth, wanting you to stop forcing all of these pollutants and toxins and potentially harmful elements into your body. Because your body isn't designed for you to breathe in with your mouth. They call this mouth breathing, meaning you are not getting a full inhalation, or you are not getting that proper filtration of your air, of your breath. So when we are looking at why I should breathe through my nose versus breathing through my mouth, this is how your anatomy is designed. It's designed for you to breathe through your nose so your nasal cavities can clean, warm, and purify that air. So by the time it gets into your trachea and gets into your lungs, you have a fresh, pure breath of air. So now, when you are looking at breathing, right? You have that these are your lungs, right? So if these are your lungs, your heart is right here in the middle of your lungs. The first pump of blood of your heart goes to your lungs to get oxygen. Once it's oxygenated, it goes back to your heart. Now it's ready to be dispersed throughout your body. So when we are looking at, are you breathing properly? The purpose of your heartbeat is to pump, is to get oxygen, the breath of life, and to disperse oxygen throughout your body. Now, in the alveoli, this is where gas exchange happens. And gas exchange is when oxygen is, now this is the oxygen molecule. It's two atoms bonded together. In the alveoli is where the gas exchange happens. So inside your alveoli, inside your lungs break apart that. And that energy is released from the bond being broken. This is life. Now, when this energy, when that bond is broken, this atom immediately makes CO2 and it is breathed out of you. So this is the purpose of your lungs. In your alveoli, this is where the gas exchange happens. Your lungs, they break apart that oxygen molecule. That energy is released. That's life. As soon as this bond is broken, it immediately grabs a carbon atom, making CO2, and you exhale that out. So when we are looking at the purpose of breathing, it is to exchange life for death. In that atom molecule or that oxygen molecule, the bond, the energy in this bond, that's the energy of life. That's the breath of life. So when your alveoli, its job is to break that bond, release that life energy. Immediately, your body grabs a carbon atom to get rid of your waste. So when you are looking at gas exchange in your alveoli, that's where life and death are being exchanged. So when you breathe properly, when you have that 4 to 5 second inhale, see, now I am allowing my lungs to inflate to the fullest. And I have that 5 to 6 second exhale. And I'll allow my lungs to deflate. Now my life and death exchange is functioning at its maximum rate and capacity. So this means I am fully intaking life and I am fully dispelling death. My life, my death. So when we are looking at breathing properly, underneath of your rib cage, your lungs fill up your chest cavities. They are like balloons. The tissue that they are made out of, they don't inflate. They're not muscle tissue. They are inflated and deflated by the actions of our bodies. So right under your rib cage, you have your diaphragm. Now, your diaphragm, it moves with your stomach. So when we are looking at when you are looking at your body, this is your stomach and your midsection. So when your stomach goes out, your diaphragm moves down. This is your diaphragm. So when your stomach goes out, if you place a hand on your stomach, if you place one of your hands on your stomach, when your stomach goes out, this makes your diaphragm come down. This makes the area in your chest open. So now as your diaphragm goes down, this causes your lungs to expand. Now as your stomach goes in, it pushes your diaphragm up. That squeezes your lungs, causing them to deflate. So if you place, this is how you can know if you're breathing properly. Place one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. As your stomach moves out, this is causing your diaphragm to move down, causing your lungs to inflate. As the further out that your stomach moves, the more your diaphragm moves down, the more space that your lungs had to inflate. Now, as you push your stomach back in, that pushes your diaphragm up into your chest cavity. That causes your lungs to be squeezed to deflate. So now this is the mechanics of breathing properly. You breathe through your nose. So as your diaphragm moves out, this passage is coming through your nose, is coming down your esophagus, going into your lungs. As your diaphragm moves in, it's pushing that up, causing it to reverse. That is your inhale and your exhale. These are the mechanics of breathing properly. Now, why is this important? Because listen, every cell needs oxygen. We are aerobic beings. Aerobic equals with oxygen. Every cell in your body needs oxygen. Remember, you are trillions of cells. So it doesn't matter what disease, sickness, illness, imbalance that you can have. It has to start at a cellular level. So when you are looking at AIDS, cancer, sickle cell, lupus, it doesn't matter, a common cold, a flu, it has to start at a cellular level. So every cell in your body needs oxygen. So now the cells in your body, in the mitochondria, this is where your cells make energy. So this mitochondria takes oxygen and it takes glucose. Listen, the cells, the mitochondria in your cells, it takes oxygen and glucose, it makes energy. So every cell in your body, in the mitochondria in that cell, the mitochondria is the engine of the cell. It's responsible for producing the energy that that particular cell needs to keep itself healthy and alive. So in order for that mitochondria to make energy, it takes oxygen and glucose. Oxygen is the breath of life. Glucose is the sun, and it creates energy. Now, if that cell is lacking energy because you are not breathing right, it doesn't have the ingredients it needs to make energy. So now that cell becomes weak. The DNA of that cell becomes corrupted. It starts to become oxidized and die. So now when that cell goes to reproduce through mitosis, instead of reproducing perfection, instead of reproducing health, it's now weak and injured because it doesn't have the ingredients it needs to make energy, to keep itself healthy. So now the cell is weak. It is subject and can easily have an imbalance and maintain that imbalance because it needs oxygen and glucose to make energy. So you breathing right, it's deeper than just making sure I'm breathing with my nose and not my mouth, with my diaphragm and not my chest. It is a purpose, but behind us having high oxygen rates. See, you can go 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks without food before you suffer from malnutrition and die. You can go 3 days, 7 days, 10 days without water before you dehydrate and die. 2 to 4 minutes. When you get that 2-minute mark without oxygen, you are starting to lose cells. You are, particularly your brain, because it is oxygen dependent as well as everything else in your body. So when we are looking at health and wellness, we are cells. That's our lowest basic common denominator, is a cell. Well, every cell in your body needs oxygen. In order for you to have the oxygen levels that you need, you have to be breathing properly. You have to be breathing according to your anatomy, your respiratory system, your nose, your nasal cavities, your trachea, your bronchial tube, your lungs, and your diaphragm. That's your respiratory system. Your mouth is connected to your esophagus, that's connected to your stomach and your intestines. That's your digestive system. This is your respiratory system. If you use your digestive system to breathe, you are injuring yourself. You are causing your, listen, not only are you getting polluted air, when you breathe, I want to share this with you because my purpose, we have books. My first book is Oxygen, the Breath of Life. This is my first book, health and wellness book, that I authored and had published, because it is when I discovered the foundation of life and death revolves around our ability to breathe and to breathe properly. So when we are looking at people that eat healthy, that drink healthy, that exercise healthy, but they still suffer from imbalances, they still suffer from diseases and sicknesses, they still suffer from death. Well, listen, when you see somebody that you think is dead, what do? You don't check to see if they're hungry. You don't check to see if they're thirsty. You check to see if they are breathing. And if they are not breathing, you don't give them food, you don't give them water, you give them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. You try to revive them with your breath. Breathing is the act of living. It is the catalyst between life and death. Now, once I discovered that we could breathe wrong, my first book, Oxygen, it is to show you the difference between proper breathing and wrong breathing and all of the effects that it can have on our body as far as health and wellness. Now, once I published this, I followed it up with the action, breathing to live. Inhale your way into your healing and health. So this book is all of the various activities that we can use to breathe, not just breathe properly, but power breathing, breathing on purpose, breathing with a specific intention of giving our cells what it needs, life. Because oxygen is the breath of life in atomic form. So listen, are you breathing properly? Listen, mouth breathing, mouth, chest breathing causes stress. Listen. I want to save your life, family. When you mouth or chest breathe, these are the two ways that we breathe wrong. When you mouth or chest breathing causes stress. This means that when your body is in a state of stress, it is in a state of emergency, meaning that it will shut down all unnecessary organs, systems, tissues, cells. It will shut down your reproductive system, your lymphatic system, your endocrine system, your immune system, your digestive system. Because when we are under a state of stress, the body wants to get through that stress. So it will shut down all unimportant systems and tissues and cells so it can divert that energy to getting through the stress. When you mouth breathe or when you chest breathe, this breathing causes stress. So if every breath you take is wrong, if every breath you take is wrong, you are creating a state of stress for your physical body. We're not talking about mental or spiritual stress where you are worried. No, we are talking about the stress that weakens your physical body because your immune system is shut down. So now if you encounter a pathogen or a virus, it can easily invade you. Your endocrine system is shut down. This is how your body produces hormones and emotions to talk internally and for you to move your body. So now you suffer from a hormonal imbalance. Your lymphatic system is shut down. So now you have problem with your lymph nodes. Your digestive system is shut down. So now you have problems with extracting the nutrients from the food that you eat. See, when you mouth breathe and chest breathe, this breathing causes stress inside of you. See, so we got to understand, breathe. Are you breathing properly? Listen, get your knowledge, get your science. Oxygen, the breath of life in atomic form. Listen, you can go to your dentist. This is a diagram. This is a diagram in the book. Listen, this right here is proper breathing. This is mouth breathing. So on this side is somebody that's nasal breathing. See, their face is ordinary. So when you mouth breathe, your body adapts to you. It will adapt to you. So you will actually change the structure of your face. Look, they call it the mouth, horse mouth. So you will change the physical condition and shape of your face and your mouth from breathing with your mouth, because your mouth is not a part of your respiratory system. This is your digestive system, the beginning of your GI tract. This, what you put in it, is a one-way street. The only thing that's supposed to come out of your mouth are words. So when we are looking at breathing, we can see that our cells need oxygen. That's from breathing properly. That when we don't breathe properly, we decrease the level of oxygen inside of us, which naturally has a detrimental side effect on your cells' abilities to produce energy. And you create a state of stress inside of you that your body doesn't recover from until you breathe properly. So if you are not breathing properly right now, you are literally in a state of stress that you cannot recover from until you start to breathe properly. Man, I want to help you to save yourself. Get your science. Breathing to live. Inhale your way into your healing and your health. Man, oxygen, the breath of life in atomic form. So listen, I thank each and every one of you for joining in. And if you or anybody that's tuning in, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We are here for you. Our purpose is to help you to be the healthiest you that you want to be. Not that you can be, that you want to be. Because we have to understand that health and wellness, those are not blessings. That's not something that some external source is bestowing upon you. You have been bestowed with the blessing of life, where you can literally do anything that you want with it. That's your blessing. Health and wellness, that's what you are either doing or you are not, because you can only be as healthy as your lifestyle. If you have an unhealthy lifestyle, then you have an unhealthy you. So here at Supreme Health and Fitness, we are devoted to helping you to create that healthy lifestyle so you can live as long as you want and enjoy it the whole entire time. Man, listen, contact us today when you want to start to be healthy, because it doesn't start until you start it. So family, I thank you all for tuning in with me and giving me some of your valuable time and energy. And I pray that you go and you get a great night's rest so you can have your grand arising in the morning, and you can go and manifest your power. You can go and exercise your greatness. You can carpe diem, seize your day. You can create your heaven. And then guess what? Set yourself in it at once, because it's all up to you. Man, so family, go and be great. And I leave you in all the greeting words. I say, namaste, hotep, power to the people. Salam alaikum, peace.